It's Sever Herhorowicz here, creator of Lovecraft Tales game, and that's the new way I'm going to communicate with you now, because it's better than writing things on Facebook. It takes the same amount of time, I think, so I want to welcome all the people that are following us. Thank you for being with us all the time. I really appreciate your feedback, and some of this feedback we already incorporated in game, and it helps it to get better, really. It's better game thanks to this, because some of your ideas are already there. So welcome to my office. It's not big but fancy. I'm alone here, probably alone in the building because it's quite early in the morning, so I have some time to talk to you. So, but get to the things. What are these 5 things and why? Why? Because we've been doing demo for 1.5 years. It meant to be quick action, 2 months, and we are done. Another crowdfunding campaign, but in reality it was much more difficult. So I can excuse me. I can identify some mistakes that I did, and maybe if you are a game developer, and maybe it will be also valuable for you if you run any other big projects in your life. So maybe you don't have to learn it hard way and waste such big amount of time and money for it. So what was the first thing? First thing that I did wrong was jumping right into doing game before designing it properly. Because before that I worked all by myself. I have connection with my head, and I knew, or I thought I knew exactly what to do step by step. I didn't have to write it on paper, but when you work in team, it's a whole different story, because other people don't have direct link to your mind. They don't know what you think. So you need to be clear about it. You need to be clear about vision. Because let me tell about an example of puzzle in our game. It's adventure game. You need to solve some puzzle. You go somewhere, collect something, combine them together, use one thing on another. Simple, right? Very simple and well-known mechanic of adventure games. What could possibly go wrong here? But countless things you can't imagine. So I designed mechanics, and I thought to myself, well, okay, now we have mechanics, and I can fill it with any content, But the problem was not about mechanics. The problem was about content, about making actual puzzles. So don't do it like me. If we have that adventure game example, like, well, yeah, okay, I'm going to do something. What kind of puzzles? I don't know, but I will solve it during development. So whenever that thought popped up, that okay, I will solve it later. Will by some magical way solve it just by itself? No, it won't. Trust me. It's things like that pops in your head. It means that you should take care about it now. It's urgent thing, So if you be mindful, because maybe you are trying to avoid doing something that is important, but maybe it's not very inspiring thing. Maybe it's difficult thing to do, but it should be done. So maybe you are avoiding doing this, facing this problem by doing other things. But this way you will create more and more and more problems. Trust me. So that was the first thing. proceeding without designing game. It was stupid. Another thing, proceeding without proper concept art. You know, because well, it was meant to be quick action. We do something. I will tell you about another example. We have a sawmill location in Lovecraft Tales. So you get there, you pick some stuff, you know, there is some story connected with someone. I won't explain it now, but no, let me tell you that it was meant to be a quick location to do. I thought that it will do it within a week, you know, build some structure, fill it with something, and you know, that's it. We had a script guy, Marek, who wrote all the story. He invented this sawmill area. You know, it was a story connected with it, and I read it and I liked it. It was good. But then it's so much job, you know. I have to draw so many things, and you know, it was meant to be quick development, quick demo, 2 months, and it will take forever. So no, I thought, okay, I will do something quick. I will use existing assets and, you know, build something out of them. And it was big mistake, you know, because doing this took much more time than it would if we had a proper concept of every location right from beginning. Because if you don't know this, if you don't have very clear vision of every area, every location that will appear in your game, you will lose much more time, because you know you will be doing this process during game development, and it's much longer process, because it's easy to throw away, you know, one image, one concept image, then, you know, whole level that you built for a month or 2 months. You know, it's easy to verify if something looks well, if something will work well on flat image than on level actually in game. So that was the second thing. First mistake, it was making whole development on one huge step that took 1.5 years. So we worked hard for all that time. We didn't know if we do something good, if we maybe do something wrong, and things that we done wrong, we were doing it wrong all the time, because there were no outside people to tell us, hey, you know, maybe it's not a good idea, you know, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. We didn't have feedback from players, so I really wish I, you know, broke it into smaller steps, complete small step, you know, get feedback, change, adapt. It would be much easier, you know, to test it from very beginning, from early stage. So why? Again, because I have that very silly concept that, you know, I have to do polished product, you know, it has to be perfect, because before I show it to anyone. So don't do it, because people will point out every weakness anyway, and they will be merciless, you know, and it will be much more painful with your polished product that you know, you worked so much time on it, and you are being more and more attached to it, you know. So smaller steps, obviously. Fourth thing, test early. You know, it's like connected with previous step, but you know, I think that you should have some person dedicated to testing only from very beginning. Don't wait until you have finished the game. evaluate every idea that you have, because all people don't think like you. So every testing is always valuable, because always you will learn things that you didn't know. So fifth thing, and it was not exactly my mistake, because I had luck and I was blessed in this area. And I can tell I succeeded, because it's choosing right people to team. I have Edward as programmer who is working with me, and I was really blessed to find him, because he's a perfect person for that job, because his word is the law, and that's kind of attitude you should be looking for. Because you agree that if you can't rely on people that build some structure, the whole structure will break apart. How could you do something if someone fails? So I run company, I do graphic design, web design, I work with other people, I commission work to other people, but I have never worked with someone of integrity like Edward. Because, people get money for their job, no matter if it's done or if it's not done, no matter if they failed, they always want to, be paid. They don't mind about anything else. It's a common attitude, people don't keep commitments. So you should really find someone who keep his commitments. So that's all for now, I think. So thank you for watching me. And it was my first transmission, and I hope I will become YouTube superstar. Bye.